The Dawa gang tried to cancel David Wood but ended up cancelling their own afterlife. I declare this the single greatest got-you moment in the history of online interfaith dialogue. This David Wood video is a level of psychological warfare that will make Sun Tzu blush. I mean, for years, critics of Islam have pointed out the moral failure of Muhammad marrying a 6-year-old and consummating the marriage when she was 9. But the internet's loudest defenders of Islam have mostly pitched their tent on the rebuttal that says 9-year-old Aisha was somehow mature and ready for marriage.
We actually have evidence of Aisha saying that she had gone through puberty at that time.
Some have even claimed that sexual maturity is not defined by the language the declining West has posited.
Society says 18, but this is a very artificial number.
So David Wood realized that there was a language barrier, a disagreement over the meaning of complex terms like child, rape, and pedophilia. But all of that changed when he went on a public confession, admitting that when he was 18 and an atheist, he had sex with a 13-year-old and a 15-year-old. Now, normal people will look at that and say, wow, that's rough. But Dawagandist looked at it and said, pass me the megaphone, I must set this man on fire. So they started screaming the strongest possible words: rape, forcible, pedophile, predator. Where is Batman when you need him? But what happened next? Well, the trap snapped shut. David Wood calmly, serenely, like a man sipping tea in a hurricane, goes, thank you, I accept these definitions. Shall we write them down? And so the common terms we are born. 1. A child is any girl aged 15 or younger. 2. Any sex with such a girl is rape and forcible, no matter the context or culture. 3. Anyone who has sex with such a girl is a rapist, pedophile, and predator. There you have it, permanently etched in stone. They apply to me, you, Muhammad, and most importantly to the eternal destiny of every Muslim. I mean, it's a low-hanging fruit to just end that, haha, I made you look like an obvious hypocrite for defending your prophet's marriage to Aisha. There is more to this than just believing in a prophet whose morality reflects the awful barbarity of 7th century Arabia. Let's talk about paradise, Jannah, the big reward. We know the pitch. You die, you go to paradise, and you get the houris, the virgins. 100 times a day, you get to sleep with these virgins forever because you have been given the strength of 100 men, like some kind of celestial adult star. And every time you interact with these virgins, they get a virginity reset, an eternal virginity glitch, basically. But here is the million-dollar question. How old are these virgins? David Wood answers with Quran 78:33, which tells us these are maidens with swollen breast or those showing freshness of youth. You might think this means a young lady with voluptuous breast, but don't let these translations fool you. The Arabic word used here is kawaib. Now hold on to your seat because we are going to do some linguistics, courtesy of the most trusted Islamic scholars on the planet. Islam Q&A, not an anti-Islamic site, but a site for Muslims, defines kawaib very clearly. They cite the root word kab, meaning ankle or a small protrusion. But when applied to females, it refers to a specific stage of development. What stage? The budding stage, the stage where their chest is beginning to emerge. Here is a quote David Wood dug up from the scholars. A woman is described as kaib when her breast begins to develop, then nahid when they increase in size, then masr when she reaches puberty. Did you catch that? Kaib, the word used for women in paradise, is 2 stages before puberty. This is standard stage 2. We are talking about little girls whose bodies are just barely starting to change, prepubescent. Now let's bring back those common terms our friends Daniel and Hijab signed off on earlier. Remember they said sex with a 13-year-old or 15-year-old who has definitely hit puberty is rape and pedophilia. So let's do the math. If sex with a developed 15-year-old is pedophilia, their words, not mine, what do you call an eternity of sex with virgins permanently frozen in a prepubescent budding breast stage? By the definitions enforced by this leading Muslim apologist of our time, the Islamic paradise is quite literally an eternal playground for pedophiles. This is their ultimate reward. What they pray 5 times a day for, fast for, structure their entire life around is a promise to do things for eternity that they just admitted are monstrous crimes here on earth. Allah isn't just permitting this, He is designing it. He is the best of planners behind the infinite loop of deflowering prepubescent girls. This isn't just internet drama, this is an ethical ultimatum. If you genuinely believe sex with underage girls is rape and pedophilia, pedophilia, then a religion promising eternal sex with even younger virgins is not morally defensible. If you are a moral person, or even just pretending to be one, how can you accept a religion where the highest reward, the eternal goal, is to confer on you the title of everlasting rapist and pedophile as defined by its loudest defenders? The common terms are set, the verdict is in, and if you are still defending this, you aren't just losing the debate, you are losing your humanity.